Hi guys, I have not been on my Carnivore channel for quite some time, and there's a reason why. Not that I have decided not to be carnivore. Let me go back, guys. Back in February 15th, I decided to go full carnivore because I had severe arthritis, memory loss, I think a bit of dementia going on, and I was just feeling at that point very, very seriously depressed. My health was just going down the hill. I was 63 years old, and I felt like that was like my last year of life. And so I went and I jumped in and I decided, why not? I'll just go carnivore. It was something that I never did. Just ate meat because most of the time I despised the meat industry, and I was mostly a vegetarian, vegan. I also am a homesteader, so I have my own vegetables and everything, but yet my health was just going downhill. I wasn't really a whole lot overweight. I was about 130 pounds, and I'm 5'3", so that still wasn't a huge thing. I've since then lost 20 pounds. I'm about 110, 112, and I kind of sit around that. And sticking at that. But over the past couple of months, I could not get my health back in order. I started to get really sick again. And so that's why I haven't been making videos. So I've got this trigeminal nerve problem in my face, and it's like getting a taser in the face or in the eye, and it has been really super bad, that I was just unfunctional. I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't be on, I couldn't talk a lot of times. Like, a lot of times it was just too difficult to talk because it would set it off, and it would start, and it's really literally like, I don't know, I haven't had a taser, but I know what this is like. And it gets to the point where my eye swells up, and my blood vessels burst in my eye when it happens, and it is excruciating. They call it the suicide pain for a reason, because it's so intense. So here I am still, on the carnivore diet, and this sets off really bad. But what I am doing, because I had to try to get my weight up, I was having berries and cream. But not only was I having berries and cream, I was doing this consistently for a while. And so it sort of built up, and I didn't really realize this is what the problem was. But I was having those tame, or those squirt things that you put in, and just the ones that you buy normally in the grocery stores, to add some flavor, like orange flavor, strawberry flavor, or whatever it was, that I was just adding a pinch of this, but I was adding it to my water, which is really strange. I've never been like that. I've always just drank water. I'm not a big tea, coffee, pop drinker. It was mostly water, or I'd make my own tea, like out of the stuff that I grow in my garden. But for some reason, I felt like I deprived myself out of everything, so I started having that, thinking, well, you deserve it. And it was so severe, this pain in my face. And I'm like when it happens, it takes you a little while, because it's so it lasts for like a minute or so, and you get this taser, and it'll bring you to your knees. I've dropped to the knees with this. It's just been crazy. And it leaves you like emotionally drained and want to cry. Like, it leaves me completely drained, and I just want to go away and die. Like, it's just horrible. But my husband said, well, what are you eating? It's got to come back to the food, because we tried everything. Because I have a consistent sinus infection, so I always have to treat that, and thinking that if I'm not treating it daily, it comes back. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and the diet hasn't stopped it. But all of these different things, he's saying, like, check it. Like, what are you doing? So I took away I just took away everything extra. I just had meat. And then it started getting better. Within about a week, it started slowly, where I could talk again, where I could function again, where I could go outside, I could have wind on my face, I could have sun in my eyes, things like that would all set off the taser in my face. And it was just all over on this one side of my face. It was all over. So I've done, and it went away. And so then I've added back to see what it was, to see, and every time that I've tried putting back something like that, again, like I did, we were making Christmas cookies, and I shouldn't be having it, but I ate some of the icing with the dye in it, and I think this is where it is. And this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because when they talk about the red dyes, the blue dyes, the yellow dyes in these foods, that they cause for our children, especially who have ADHD, it causes the nervous system to overload, and we get these kids, and they like high strung, they're just agitated, they're irritated, their emotions are just like wacko crazy, right? And that's what these dyes do to me. They make my nervous system wacko crazy. And because I'm sensitive, and I have this damage on the nerve that is in this area, it makes it do this insane tasering to me. So I just want to let you guys know, if you are using any dyes in your food, if your food, that's what's wonderful about the carnivore diet, because truly there isn't usually dye in your food. There isn't these that should have been banned. There should be no dyes in our food in any form, because all of them are chemicals, and they do cause these problems. And we've known about this since the 80s for young children with attention deficit, about these dyes, how desperately they are, how dangerous they are for our children. And now I understand a little bit better, after going through this for a couple of months, what our children are actually feeling like when we're giving these gummy bears, and we're giving them all of these, all of these sugar with the dyes and all these colors, these beautiful bright colors that children absolutely love. What we are actually doing to our children, how we are damaging our children, and how we're damaging them neurologically. And this is such a perfect example of how seriously affected someone can be because of these neurological, I'm sorry, I had to turn it on because my windows are fogging up in here. We had to, hold on, let's do that. This might be better. Okay. All of these dyes that we're putting in, I can see now the serious damage that it's doing to just humans, because I've done it about 2 or 3 times now. I have added it back to see what would happen, and within a few hours, I'm getting tasered in the face. So that's kind of where I wanted to tell you. I am 98% carnivore. In other words, I do have a little honey in my coffee in the morning, a little bit of cream in my coffee in the morning, and I have had a cookie or two. I have had, like I said, I did that dye and tried to keep it all animal. I'm not having any berries anymore because they seem to be bothering me as well, not quite in the same way, but more in joint pain and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm kind of just stuck right on that carnivore life. If I go off of it, I seem to suffer greatly. And at least now, at this point, I have finally found out why I've been suffering from this nerve pain for, I guess, about 7 years. I've had 3 major episodes of this, and this was one of them, the 2 months of total hell and torture that I went through. And I understand now why. Because when I stopped having any of these coloring food dyes into my diet, it was very quickly, you saw within a couple of days, and I was in an acute pain where I just couldn't, my family couldn't talk to me, if they tried, and I looked up to them, it would happen. It would bring me to my knees. It was horrible. It was horrible for my family to see it. They're helpless. There's no medication. There's nothing that I've been able to find. There's no painkiller that works for this. There was nothing that I could do. About the only thing I could do was a little bit of sinus medicine, but it didn't really work either. So just to take the pressure off of that area. So this is what's happened to me. If you guys are using things that have dye and make it really colorful, and especially with Christmas, we're just so excited about having everything all colorful and everything. Rethink it, and if you got a child that has ADHD or autism or any one of these conditions, seriously take out. I mean, I'm not giving you medical advice. Okay. Seriously take out. I gotta pay attention to the road here. Seriously take out all of the dyes out of your child's, out of your food, out of everything. Take out all dyes, take out all packaged foods, take out all of the ones that they make, the ready lunch stuff. Start redoing your lifestyle. Start changing what you are feeding your child and see how that works. I have a very good friend, her daughter's son has severe ADHD, and that is how they cured his ADHD, was getting rid of all of these dyes out of your diet. And we did know that back in the 80s and 90s. That's something that seems like people don't understand that now, and I did not realize how serious these dyes were until I completely eliminated, until this had to happen, this tasering of my face, for me to understand where that one thing is coming from, and it is coming from the food dyes, because it wasn't just those tangs and those squirts. It also happened because we were using food dyes in the Christmas cookies, and I had some of the food dyes, so it started up again. So this is what I'm saying, it's the food dyes. Be careful. Our whole industry, our whole medical industry and food industry has been so compromised against your health that, you know, I know that in Europe, in many areas in Europe, people can eat anything and they don't have problems. There's been people who've been on the carnivore diet who went to France for a month, 2 months, and ate everything and never had any issues, and then came back and had the same issues, because our food industry here really has been contaminated. Not so much in Canada. Canada's a lot better, guys, than the United States. The United States has a lot more poisons in their food. We are much more, so all of you who are worried about the Canadians who are listening, we really do use a lot more natural ingredients and a lot less of these different things in our foods. But read labels. It's really important to read labels. But if it's in a package, it's pretty much not something that you should have. Anyways, live in love and light. That is my update on my carnivore diet and where